Hello fantasy managers, and welcome back to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. Double game week 19 is almost over, so we're going to have a quick look at how my team got on before moving on to my team, my captaincy, and my transfers ahead of the upcoming game. Let's get into it. If you are new around here, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It's effectively a diary of my team as we go through the season, tracking highs and plenty of lows along the way, aiming for my 7th top 10k finish. Doing all right so far, up to around the 5k mark. Still got Martinez and Grealish to go, so maybe I can just edge into that top 5k. So yeah, season going really well. In terms of my transfers, last game week I took out Adams and Button for Areola and Antonio for a hit. Played my bench boost, so that hit definitely paid itself back. I was considering just doing Dallas to the legend that is John Stones. I didn't do that, so a little bit of regret. But overall, the team performed pretty well on the whole. I'm happy with 108 points with the -4, getting over that century mark. There's loads of big scores coming in. And I think there's I feel a little bit unlucky with the likes of De Bruyne coming off injured, but my captaincy choice was really between him and Salah, so at least I didn't go with Salah. I know a lot of people played their triple captaincy chip as well, and that didn't come in. Obviously my bench boost was pretty much a disaster. I've got what have I got there, 10 points with a -4 really, so I've only got 6 points out of my bench boost, so I definitely didn't play that chip as effectively as it could. I don't think it was necessarily, looking back, a bad decision. I was expecting Bamford and Dallas to do something else. Areola obviously had the double. Wasn't expecting much out of Brewster, but, at least he had a game. So, the good news is that the team did well overall. Another green arrow. And I'm pretty happy with how the team is set up. I have also played the bench boost, which, obviously I didn't get the points for it, but it is something that I don't need to think about. And it's an awkward chip to play. So at least in some ways that's sort of out of the way, and I don't need to think about having a strong bench moving forward. Okay, so this is how the team is shaping up. Now, overall, pretty happy with the team. Martinez at the back, pretty happy with a pretty strong defence on the whole. I would like a double City defence. I would like to, potentially get Stones, or to be honest, I still, if I had to pick over Stones and Cancelo, I'd probably go with Cancelo. I know that's, not necessarily the popular pick after Stones has just scored a ridiculous brace, but look, he's not going to be scoring goals every single game week. At least, if I don't own him, I hope he isn't. But yeah, I think Cancelo, he's had his rest now, and I can't see him being rested that much going forward. So. I think that he's still a really, really strong option. Obviously, the thing that I really do need to address, and a lot of managers will need to address, is the De Bruyne injury. It sounds like he's going to be out for 2-3 game weeks, but, I think at this stage you've really got to hold your transfers until the last minute if we get any indication that he potentially could come back. He's certainly not a player that I'd be looking to get rid of. I know he's been a little bit frustrating to own, but I think that City have got some really nice upcoming fixtures. Certainly the next 3 fixtures are really, really strong. I still think, obviously, if he's only missing the 1 game week and we find that news out, then he's going to be a player that you do want back into your side. I think if we're going to presume that he's out for at least 3 weeks, three game weeks potentially, then you're going to have to look at replacements. You don't want to be holding someone with that much money tied up for that longer period. So obviously, looking at replacements, I think the obvious one, which I don't have, but I've actually not had Spurs players for quite some time now, is just to De Bruyne to Son. Son, he's been in fantastic form this season, and he's been banging in the goals, getting the assists. So I think that for me, that's the obvious route. The other route that I'm strongly considering is to just go to Gundogan. I think that he offers incredible value. The slight difficulty with that is I don't really know what to do with the money. I could potentially look at bringing in Kane. I can almost afford Brewster to Kane. I can't quite afford it, so I need to make one other transfer there. But I could potentially look at even getting rid of Bamford or possibly Antonio. I like both of those assets, but potentially bringing in Kane instead of Son. I don't think there's a priority to bring Son in this game week. You know, they're playing Liverpool, so not an easy match. I know Liverpool haven't been performing well, but you still can't say that that's an easy match for Spurs. So I'm not in a hurry to get Son in this game. But I think, you know, Gundogan against West Brom is a really interesting option. Obviously, there are other City players, which I'm certainly considering, you know, the likes of Sterling. I think is a really interesting option as well. I feel like I'm getting Sterling just because I got the money in the bank, though. I don't know whether you know he's necessarily even a better pick than Gundogan at the moment. Gundogan, you think he's likely to be on penalties as well, which is obviously a huge bonus. So at the moment, I'm currently looking at De Bruyne to Gundogan is currently my favoured route, and then look to find a way to bring in Kane in after they play the Liverpool match. Okay, so I'm just going to have a look at the Fantasy Football Hub comparison tool. You know, I highly recommend this tool. Really good way of, you know, comparing two different players. And going to have a look at Gundogan versus Son. You know, and I think it's kind of interesting to do this. One thing I would say about Heung-min Son is obviously his numbers have never been good this season. His underlying stats have been pretty poor on the whole, and he's still just, you know, constantly getting FPL returns. So take that with a pinch of salt and take that into consideration. But, you know, Gundogan, he's in terms of the numbers, is performing sort of a similar level to Son. I think it's also worth, you know, if you take out Son and maybe compare Gundogan to someone like Sterling, then again, you know, he's not far off in terms of getting, you know, Sterling sort of level of numbers. And to take into consideration that he's likely to be on pens now, I think he's looking like a really strong option. So currently, you know, if we just flip back to my team, currently I'm looking to do De Bruyne to Gundogan. That may change. Obviously, I'm recording this on the Friday. Deadline is next Tuesday. So, yeah, that could very, very well change. But I think that's currently my plan. In terms of the rest of the team, you know, Salah, I have no idea what's happened to him, no idea what's happened to Liverpool. I do get the feeling that, you know, if they can just score one goal, then the goals are going to come back. I mean, they're a phenomenal side. Salah's a phenomenal player. Obviously, you know, he's not justifying his price tag at the moment, but you've got to think that he is going to come good at some stage. In terms of captaincy this game week, I think, you know, as I said, it was going to be on De Bruyne, but I think with him looking likely that he's going to be out, then it looks like Fernandes is, you know, pretty obvious replacement. You know, I know that Fernandes is better away from home, so you've got to consider that. I really actually do like Bamford. You know, Leeds have been better away from home as well, and create a hell of a lot of chances. So, you know, he could be a slight differential option, but, you know, I think it's probably best to play sensibly and go with Fernandes, because he's definitely the obvious shout this game week. As always, I'll be revealing my final team and my final transfers on Twitter, so make sure to drop me a follow on there if you're interested in that, at FFH_Will. But if you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and good luck for the upcoming game week, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now.